All right, and we're joined in studio this morning by the fellas from Beacon Homebrew. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good, doing all right.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
This is Jeff Rossi.
I'm Derek Dellinger.
All right, well, thanks for coming in. You guys are going to be a part of the Hudson River Craft Beer Festival this weekend, right?
Yep, yes we are.
Right in your backyards, pretty much.
Yes, pretty much down the block from the shop. So we're right on Main Street. You take that down to the Hudson River, and that's right where the festival's going to be.
Okay, cool. So first of all, I guess we should get established now. What you do is you have a shop where you can buy all of the materials needed if somebody wants to start homebrewing, right?
Yep, it's a physical shop right on Main Street in Beacon, 469 Main Street. And so what we got a plug. So what we do have is all the ingredients, all the supplies, everything that you need to get brewing. We also do homebrew classes. So if you want to get into it, it's a really great experience. Derek gives a lot of the classes. Derek is a great brewer. We're both owners of the shop, and it really is about getting people into the hobby and getting people who love beer to start love making beer. And it's really not that hard. It's one of those hobbies that you can geek out as much as you want to, or it's really pretty simple if you want to just start making some good beer that you can brew at home. So yeah.
As somebody who's homebrewed myself, if I can do it, there's no reason anyone else can't do it. Speaking of people being beginners, now if somebody were just to say, hey, look, I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure what the process of brewing is. I love beer, but I'd love to get into it. Mm-hmm. What style would you say is kind of the most conducive to a beginner?
We do a couple kits, and there's a couple of styles that are fairly easy for beginners to get into. The IPA kit has been our most popular. We do 1 gallon kits and 5 gallon kits, and across both the IPAs, very popular. And the recipes can be a little more complicated for an IPA because you're adding more hops, but it's not actually any harder to do, which is something that I think a lot of people don't expect.
Right.
And Belgian pale ales, some simple stouts. We have simple recipes where the ingredients might be a little different across each recipe, but the process is basically the same. And once you run through it, you realize it's very easy across recipe to recipe.
Okay, awesome. What are you guys going to be doing down at the Hudson River Craft Beer Festival this weekend?
So Derek over here is going to actually be doing a live brew demonstration.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So if you want to talk a little about that.
Yeah, so I'll be doing a brew session down there, and I'm actually going to be brewing probably an IPA with some local hops. So I'll be using the hop harvest just happened a couple weeks ago. We have a lot of great hop farmers in the area, so I'll be doing something with some of their hops.
Yep. We're also going to have our 1 gallon kits for sale down there. So if you want to get started, we definitely will have things you guys can pick up at the festival. So
now the ingredients of your kits, you sell them, you make it easy for people, rather than having to piece together all the different ingredients, especially for beginners that can be intimidating. Is it all local ingredients? Is it all stuff you try to keep it as local as possible?
Right now, we basically are sourcing from all over, so it's not. But we are working with some local hop farms around here to try and get the volume up to where we can source as much locally. Hops is pretty much the one thing we are sourcing locally right now that we can, but only certain varieties.
Right.
So as we get more ingredients in the Hudson Valley, we hope to get more and more local ingredients into the kits. And, so it's all about supporting the local beer scene as much as possible.
It seems like the hop world has really started to, especially in the Hudson Valley, just really develop, and a lot more farms growing hops and a lot more farms dedicated to growing hops, and so it's cool. It's nice to have such a vibrant kind of beer scene in the community. But where can people find information? I'm intrigued about the classes that you guys do.
Yeah, you can go online and sign up for our classes. It's beaconhomebrew.com and just click on the classes tab, and you'll see our next class is October 18th. And classes come with food, beer, and a discount coupon for the shop, so it actually ends up being a pretty good deal. And it's a nice night out, drinking, learning, and eating some food, drinking some beer, and learning how to make it. So.
Oh, perfect. So is it all beginners classes, or do you have kind of like intermediate, advanced classes, things like that?
We have right now we're doing beginner classes in October and November, and then December rolling out our all grain expert class. So if you want to take a more advanced approach to how you can in the brewing process, we're doing that. We're going to be adding different kinds of classes throughout the year. So check us out. We just did a beer tasting class. We were just basically for non-brewers, just went through, and Derek told everyone about what makes the difference between a Belgian and a pale ale, and stouts and porters and whatnot. And
right.
It was a really good class for people who just really wanted to geek out on beer and sit around and drink.
No better way to spend an afternoon than that, really.
A lot of fun just sitting there for 2 hours drinking beer and talking about it.
That's pretty much what I intend to do on Saturday. So check out the guys from Beacon Homebrew. They'll be at the Hudson River Craft Beer Festival this weekend. And check them out, beaconhomebrew.com. Guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks so much for having us.